So I want to show how to make a looped version of the rear knot, and it's the same principle, but you use a dowel or spacer to make the loops. Instead of cut threads, you use a continuous thread. So first of all, I'm going to make the first stitch in the same way that I would if I was going to do a rear knot. Now I introduce the dowel. And I need to remember to go under the dowel before I make the next stitch. And the next stitch I'm going to work again the same as I would if it was a rear knot. So and that's the first full stitch done. Now I'm going to continue along. Each stitch I'm going to use the dowel as a spacer for my loop. Now normally I would have worked a few rows of plain weaving before doing these loops, which just helps keep everything in place and stop it from moving around on the warp. So coming to the end of the row, I'm working the last stitch. And because there's an odd number of warp threads, I'm just going to wrap it round. Now at this point I can remove the dowel to leave the row of loops. And the loop size will obviously depend on how big your spacer is. If you were to use a ruler, you would get bigger loops, for example. So I can either choose to work another row of loops and just make a textured surface here, or if I just want to leave it as a row, I will just stabilize it by doing a couple of rows of plain weave.